Hey folks, welcome back to the channel. We got a Tarkov video for you today. The day is finally here. It's come and gone anyways. The Tarkov 1.0 drop, launch, whatever you want to call it. And man, it's been a roller coaster already. It's been a long time coming for this. A lot of people have been expecting this for, planning on it for years and years and years and waiting for it. And well, with the launch like this, we're always going to have some chaos. It just is part of what it is, some good, some bad. And pretty much Tarkov moments, if you will. Now, this was a part of being optimistically skeptical, I guess you could say. I was kind of expecting problems. I was hoping we weren't going to have them, but we've just the history of having Tarkov. I'm trying to say this in nice of a way as I can about BSG, because I know the guys that are working their asses off. Don't want to excuse the fact that the launch was a fuck up, but at the same time, I want to give folks that I know are working hard a chance to rectify it. What I want to do in this video primarily is cut through the noise. A lot of people are really frustrated, and rightfully so. Pretty much everyone was excited that was looking forward to it, and a lot of people are just plain confused about what's going on. So today, we're going to do a full breakdown of the 1.0 launch so far. First, we're going to cover the big news, the launch day experience, the server issues, 2FA problems, website woes, and the patch that just dropped this morning, working on some of that stuff. Then I'm going to go over some of the potential fixes, things that we found to help out, make your game experience a little bit better, maybe help with performance, but that's iffy. Just some stuff in here. Stick with me for that. After that, we'll talk about some of the highs of 1.0, the stuff that I'm genuinely loving, and what I think it means for the future of the game. We'll also dig into the base rules, if you will, of Tarkov, some of the stuff people are concerned about, hardcore, style progression, what's changed with the secure containers, the hideout, all that kind of stuff. We'll cover it so you know what's going on. And finally, we'll touch on the Twitch drop situation, which, man, just feels like everything went haywire yesterday. The paid campaign is just a mess. BSG said a little bit about it. I'll tell you what we do know and what we don't, and try to keep you guys updated there. My goal here is to give you a clear, optimistic, but useful look at the state of the game that we've waited for years for. So let's get through the launch day static and see what we've really got. All right, so let's just address the elephant in the room, or honestly, the herd of elephants. The 1.0 launch has been a Tarkov launch. I don't know how else to describe it. It's been a mess. As expected by a lot of folks, the second the 1.0 went live, the servers just got hammered. We saw massive issues with people even trying to get into the game. Unstable servers, not just with the game, but with the website. I mean, you couldn't even get into the website for most of the day. It was just completely buckled. If you were trying to even buy or upgrade the game through the website, you couldn't do that. You couldn't change your passwords. You couldn't reset your PvE profile, which I think is, I'm not trying to blame the PvE players, but I think BSG's, that's what was the weak link in the chain here that caused the cascade across everything, is how many people were trying to get into the website to reset their passwords, log into the game, and reset their PvE profile. I think that was it personally. Regardless, it was just a rough time. So let's go through some of BSG's statements first, just for those of you guys that don't have X, so you know what's going on. They got a post basically thanking players for their interest in 1.0. It acknowledged the high traffic. Team was working to stabilize things. They said they're going to provide further updates on the completion of work that stabilizes the services. And that was first thing in the morning, right after everything went live. Then we get into talking about the increased load with their data centers, how they stabilized it. They're trying to fix it. And this is where basically you saw people starting to play. Some people could get in, some people couldn't. And they were just slowly basically letting people into the game. There were still problems. The website was still screwed up. And I think, yeah, this is where they said they're going to be issuing in-game compensation to all players in the near future as an apology for the problems. So we'll get into that. They did mention what that is eventually. Now, this morning, we got a patch. Technical update, fixed an issue with interacting with Jaeger. There was some stuff when you went to Jaeger, his screen freaked out. I think Sheaf has a clip of what happened to it.
All right, let's see what Jaeger's like. Gandalf?
Fixed an issue where some users' items, icons were displayed in low resolution regardless of their graphics settings. Fixed an issue where players could not load into the tutorial mission if the game's client's localization language was changed. Fixed an issue where the game client could freeze after interacting with traders. I had this one too. So all of this stuff addressed and more. This isn't all of it. There's some stuff on the back end that they did, but it just didn't make the patch notes. I mean, it's kind of typical for them. I don't know why. It just is. Then this is them talking about Twitch drops. We'll get into that in a second. I don't want to cut too far ahead here. But we did get, this is just hit here just a little bit. As I was putting this video together, we got this tweet. Again, more thank you. This is standard PR corporate stuff. I'm not trying to diminish it, but it just kind of is what it is. You know, they're saying thank you. They're sorry for the problems. A little bit of try to excuse us here. We did make preparations, but it didn't pan out right. And they're planning on expanding the game infrastructure even further. They're actively working on a number of technical updates aimed at fixing the following issues. Various issues when downloading Escape from Tarkov Arena via the launcher in Steam. Various causes of error 228 when interacting with the traders. Various issues with incorrect lighting when interacting with the traders. They're also mentioning NVIDIA smooth motion. I know a bunch of you guys turned this on, I think last wipe. I know a couple of streamers, Landmark, and others were using this and made some clips about it. If you're using smooth motion, it sounds like that's causing some problems. They said they recommend disabling the setting for smooth EFT experience. So I know it sucks when you've got a feature that makes your game run better or look better and they tell you to turn it off. But if you want to get in, give this a try. This might not fix your problem, but it might. If it doesn't fix it, obviously turn it. I don't know if turning it back on is a good idea, but that's generally what I do when I'm going through troubleshooting. I change something. If it doesn't fix it, I change it back. That way I know that one individual thing fixed it, and it's not, if you start changing 7 or 8 settings, you never really know actually what was broken. Even if the one does change it, it could have been a combination of things. So that's just my general process when I'm trying to fix things. Now going on, they understand this is not a complete issue. They were addressing everything in upcoming patches. This is where they're talking about their future, the reward or the thank you or the sorry or whatever you want to call it. They're going to give. They're going to every player is going to receive a Bear Classic or USEC Night Patrol set. If these sets are already purchased, an in-game reward will be credited. So there you go. Once that hits, I'll let you guys know exactly what that means as far as what you're getting and what you're not. Now, one of the things I saw so many comments and messages, this was by far the most common thing I saw was 2FA. It doesn't matter if it was Twitter or on stream or wherever it was, people just couldn't get their email from BSG with their code to sign in. And that's one of the most frustrating things out there, because you're sitting there, you're ready to play, and you just can't log in, and you're waiting on a system that just isn't working. So it's frustrating, no doubt about it. It's the worst feeling locked out while everybody else is playing. But as of this morning, BSG is saying that according to their system, the longest it's taking to get 2FAs out, and this was like way early this morning. This is like 8 hours ago. I say this morning, but like middle of the night, basically for me, that they're about 15 minutes on their 2FA codes now. Like that's what their system says. I have no reason to doubt that. I think that's real. Doesn't mean you're necessarily getting yours in 15 minutes. So if you're still not getting your 2FA code, their official advice is to double check your spam folders. I know check your spam folders is like the oldest trick in the IT book, but seriously, check it. I have been helping people with this kind of problem every wipe for years. And you'd be surprised how often it is that it's in a spam folder or something. It's getting deleted, just gets deleted. It depends on how your spam folder settings set up, and it's getting sent to you. But it's just not showing up. And with the sheer volume of emails going out, it wouldn't surprise me if, providers like Gmail or Outlook are just automatically flagging these things. So check that out and make sure. And this leads to a very, very important point, and it's advice for everything in general. If you are using email 2FA, not just in Tarkov, anywhere, stop doing it. Ask anybody who works in cybersecurity, and they will tell you the same thing. Email 2FA is awful. It's barely better than just having a password. And there's lots of reasons for that. I'm not going to get into it. That's not the point of this video. The point is just change that. And in Tarkov is the goal here, but everywhere. If you have to get off 2FA email, especially in Tarkov. And the biggest reason in Tarkov is if you move your 2FA to an external authenticator, like Google, that's what I use, or whatever program you prefer, you get it off this email system. So you're getting to where you've got a more secure system. So you're not at the mercy of an email back end to log in. You're not at the mercy of BSG's email login. So if their back end goes down, you can't log in, because if you have the 2FA on your Google, it works just fine. People were still waiting on their 2FAs, and I was able to log in just fine and collect my gifts, your streamer case and stuff, the streamer item case. because I have that 2FA, and that was the same for everybody I knew. But on top of that, email 2FA is probably one of the most common ways for scammers and cheaters to steal accounts from people. And then they use those stolen accounts to cheat further, nefarious shit like that, or they just resell them and use that to cheat as well. So I'm not saying if you have 2FA email, it's not your fault that cheaters exist. What I'm saying is that you're helping that economy go on. So get off of email 2FA in any way you can. The day and age, there's not a reason to be on email 2FA if the service you're using offers other systems. Let me get off the soapbox about that. I care about that one a lot. That's why I talk about it. I tell people constantly, and you have to. People just don't listen. I guarantee there's people in here watching this right now that are going, fuck that. I'm fine with email. I don't want another app on my phone or something stupid. You literally you could be 20 years old, and if you're saying shit like that, you sound like a boomer. So I'm calling you a boomer if you don't get a freaking external authenticator app, for Christ's sake. Just do it. Anyways, the patch this morning also supposedly addressed some of the initial server instability. It's still early. The game is running a lot better. I will say that. It's not, well, you're a streamer. You've got priority servers and access. I literally had somebody telling me yesterday, I was a streamer who had priority access while I was sitting there struggling to get in the game and hadn't been in the game for an hour. Anyways, this is all a good sign. It shows that they're actively firefighting. They work through their night and our night, and things are getting better. And look, is it ideal? No, it's super frustrating and it sucks, especially people that plan to take time off of work, set stuff aside their life to enjoy this. I get it. I'm not trying to diminish that. I'm not saying you're not rightfully upset, but this isn't unexpected for a launch from BSG. It's not an excuse. It shouldn't be expected, but that's the world we live in. It's pragmatic. And again, the key is they're working on it. So patience. If you're having trouble, make sure you're digging through your 2FA, and let's just hope the servers stabilize completely throughout the week, and we're back to just normal Tarkov. Now, there are a few things that you can do on your end here. There isn't a lot, but there's a few things I want to point out that have helped with the game. They're not magic bullets. They're going to help improve your experience a little bit or not at all. Just really easy things to do. And the first up is the gold classic one I say all the time, but there's always new people, is delete your logs. I even put a tweet up for this. I do this almost every wipe, talking about how to, I'll have the editors blow it up and show it on here, but you've got to delete your logs through the launcher. And it sounds silly, but there's people that have had logs going back to 2018. You got Zeal Hunter here. He had 12 gigabytes of logs. Now, these logs are used only for bug reports. There might be some other fringe stuff they're used for, but that's the only thing I've ever used them for, is if I have something crazy that happens, BSG wants to see the logs, I send them these files. I think it helps them out. Well, I don't think. I know it helps them out, but point being, it's beyond me. Most people don't need these logs. You don't need these logs from last wipe. Shit, I don't think you need them much past a couple of days. Now, at the very least, it's going to clear up some space. 12 gigabytes here, 2 or 3 there. Just depends on the people. Some of these I can't, like, how do you have 7 years? Like, they went back to 2018, right? I don't know how you haven't reset your PC in 7 years. Like, that's like some people do that like every 6 months. For me, it's like an every other year kind of thing. But yeah, anyways, the logs are there. You got to clean them out. Now, this isn't a magic fix for every bug in the game. Deleting your logs isn't going to suddenly fix the netcode, and it's not going to add 50 frames to your computer. I say in most cases. Some guys did actually happen, but it's not just because of this. What it does do, again, is it clears up your hard drive space. So at the very least, you have that, which can help performance depending on the kind of hard drive and how full it is and blah, 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 blah. But there are anecdotal reports from people over the years. I've been telling people to do this for years, by the way. So this isn't just this one-time thing. That clearing out the logs, it improved a little bit of performance. It fixed stutters, some really weird edge case bugs some people have. This has cleared that up for them. And I say that because I'm one of them. I came across this fix in 2022. I can't remember exactly. I was experiencing really, really bad stutters, and it was only me. Nobody else I was playing with was having it, and it was awful. And after working through dozens of other fixes, trying to figure out what was causing it, I saw this mentioned in a thread somewhere on Reddit. I went and nuked my logs folder and booted the game back up, and the stutters were gone. I don't know why. I can't explain that. I'm sure there's some tech guy going to tell me I'm full of shit. That's fine. I don't care. It worked for me. It might work for you. even if it doesn't, this takes like 10 seconds to do. It clears up space, and it's worth it. So it's worth a shot. Just do it. See if it helps. If it doesn't, oh well, I got you a little bit of hard drive space. Now, next up is settings. There's lots of stuff to talk about here, but the biggest one is everybody has this thing. And that has to do with texture quality. They changed something on low, medium, high. Somebody tried to explain this to me. I don't get it. Basically, I was on high. And the game looked like poop. It looked like mashed potatoes on Minecraft. I'm being dramatic and over the top, but I changed it to ultra, and it made Tarkov go back to what it was supposed to look like. So check this on your system. Again, this didn't impact my performance really. At least I didn't notice it. But I also have a 14900K and a 4090, so I get it. This is going to be individual, but if you were somebody that was running on the higher settings before, make sure you're still there. That was one of the big things that it took several hours to see this, but it was a night and day change once I did finally fix it. All right, we've talked about the fires, we've talked about the tweaks. Now I want to talk about the good stuff, at least a little bit, because once you get past those launch day hurdles, there is a fantastic experience waiting. At least there is for me. Again, it's subjective. Some people are not going to care about it. For me, it is a big deal. The new progression system is, I love it. I'm loving it. This isn't just wipe and do the same old quests again like we've had for Tarkov for years. The way 1.0 forces you to move from map to map, talk with the traders, unlock the traders, follow the story. It's a game changer. It really is. It makes your progression feel immersive. Talking with the traders and cutscenes is really enjoyable for me. It gave me goosebumps. I'm feeling connected to Tarkov like never before. Now I know a lot of people are making fun of it because the graphics look dated or whatever, or they think it looks bad. I don't hang up on that. I'm more about the experience. I don't care that I can't see the freaking pores in Jaeger's nose or smell in therapist's breath. That isn't something that's important to me. If it's important to you, that's fine. From my perspective, I'm happy with what we have. If it was better, sure. I'm not going to say I wouldn't be happier with it being better, but the experience itself is more what's important to me. It's not just grinding out, kill 15 scavs on customs because Jaeger told you to. Jaeger's explaining why he wants you to do something. There's even choices with the traders. The interactions between them feel meaningful. Instead of just text on a screen, you actually feel like these traders are people now. And if you are somebody who was plugged into the lore of Tarkov, especially the raid series, you're going to step by step, you're going to feel more and more like you're actually in that raid series playing what those PMCs were struggling. And with you having to actually travel around through the maps to get to your next part of the story, it feels so much different. It's the whole experience is less like a series of disconnected raids and more like a journey, a story. And that feeling of moving from ground zero even the tutorial onto customs and then having to actually get to woods, it just feels right. It feels like what Tarkov was always meant to be, and that is important to me. And I know the servers are rough right now, but when you do get into a stable raid and you're working on the story, man, it's good. It's good. Really, really good. This is the new way to play Tarkov, and I'm all in for it. I'm here for it. I love it. And the good news is there's still enough of the old sandbox Tarkov that we're all familiar with that it's not taking away the positives of that. It is really just adding to everything. We will get into this a lot more once I get through more of the story. We'll get some guides up and some talking about the lore and the progression and some of the intricacies of the traders. But that's another video. This one I wanted to get out for you guys for all the other stuff. But I just wanted to touch on that a little bit. The next segment, I want to clear up some confusion or just questions, I guess, about the rules of what Tarkov is. Is it a hardcore wipe? Is it a softcore wipe? What is it? And it's honestly, it's a little bit of a mix. In pretty much most ways, the game is essentially what it was before the hardcore wipe. Just the normal Tarkov we had for years. But it has some hardcore style changes and some softcore stuff too as well. So let's get into those and explain what it is. First up is the secure container. Restrictions are still in place. You can't put most meds in here. Like you can put stims in, but you can't put most other meds in there. You also can't put ammo in there of any kind, except money. You can put money in there. Now, I like this change. I know a lot of you guys don't. For me, the reason I like this change is it means that when you do kill a player, they're going to have meds and ammo on them. You don't have to worry about killing that player, and he doesn't even have a bandage in his pocket because, he's got it stuffed in a secure container. I think that's a positive change for the game. If you look at a lot of our other games that we've extraction shooters like Arc Raiders and some of the others we play, that's how it operates too. And I think that's a positive. All right, guys, I know I just got done showing you in the video where we couldn't put meds in, but BSG, in their desire to make people happy, I guess, have changed it to where we now can put meds back in our container. So it's not just stims, it's not just that. You can put CMSs, which doesn't, with the special slot, it's kind of whatever. I'm wondering if we're going to lose the special slot because of this. We'll see. But ibuprofens, Vaselines, it all goes in there. So you guys can go back to putting your meds in your secure container. It all works. I haven't seen any restrictions yet as far as what you can't put in there. But that's where we're at. Meds back in the secure container. Now for money, this is super important because the base for cars right now, the base price is 20K. This goes up and down based on your scav karma, you know, whatever you have with fence. So if you're negative, it can be a little bit more expensive as you get to 1, and then at full increments, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 with fence, the price will get cheaper. Charisma will also make it a little bit cheaper. Not a lot. I don't know if it gives a percentage here. Let's see, reduces paid exfils by 0.6%. So yeah, not a lot. But it's there. It'll get a little bit cheaper. Big time is with fence. So 20,000, you can put it in your butt. You can take car out. It's a good extract. The hideout. Let's talk about the hideout. Pretty much all of your initial upgrades, your level 1s, if you will, they are all non-found in raid. You can put stuff in your secure container. You can upgrade your hideout that way. Huge positive change. So like see the water collector here. These are all non-found in raid. However, once you get to some of the level 2 modules, you start to see some found in raid requirements. So as you can see on the generator, I have to find 1 found in raid bullbex and 1 found in raid motor, but it's 15 non-found in raid wires and 10 phase control non-found in raid. I believe that's the same thing with the workbench too. Yes, so found in raid tool set, master keys, and drill. The other smaller items not found in raid. So I suspect we're going to see that more and more as we level up some of these other items. So just keep that in mind. And they have been changed. They're not all the same. I haven't had a chance to go look into here. I don't want to say they've overhauled, but they are different. So just make sure you're double checking on what your requirements are. They have added some new crafts. Let's look at that real quick. The big one that jumped out at me right away, obviously, is you can craft light bulbs now. After all these years, it's kind of an expensive craft, but it does give you 4 light bulbs. So maybe it's not that expensive. This will help a lot with getting your lighting 2 done. There is if you have EOD, there is a cosmetic gamma craft that goes back and forth. So if you have an EOD, you can cosmetically get I think it's the battle hardened EOD. It's got some blue tape on it and it's scuffed up, which is the screwdriver and the blue tape, I guess. And then if you want to change it back to the clean EOD, you can do that as well with some pox RAM, which is that's funny. It's a funny craft. So you have that. This is just the level 1 workbench. I'm sure we're going to see some more crafts as we level up and get through this, but I wanted to point those out because people were seeing them and were wondering what they were. As far as the laboratory, I didn't see, I'm doing another scan now. I didn't see anything new in here, at least that stood out to me. It's all the same stuff. The nutrition unit, it has the sausage craft in here, which is funny. I don't know why there's a Geiger Mueller counter, radioactive sausage, I guess. I don't know. Either way, you're making sausage with toilet paper and a Geiger counter, which, God, that's gross. That's so gross. But and then the MRE craft, you can craft MREs now, which that's actually kind of a smart craft because MREs have this boost. They for 300 seconds, they actually increase your energy. So not only do they give you 70 energy, they top off for 300 seconds, which that increases with immunity, I believe increases that. They're just one of the best foods in the game. They're just expensive. They're kind of heavy. They're not as heavy as an Iskra, obviously, but I'm happy to see that craft in here finally. I don't know why there's slickers. This should be charms. I guess they should have added charms to the game if they were going to do that, but MRE joke for guys that, well, never mind. The med station. Nothing new on the level 1 here, but we'll see what we get on level 2. The water collector, dude, I tried to get this upgraded before I did this video. I could not find the last time I couldn't survive with the last of my bolts. This water collector should have a way to do your water. We'll get a hideout video for you guys once I get some more stuff unlocked, upgraded, and gone through. And then the cultist circle, if you have that, quick thing, if you're looking for space, it is a handy place to hide some stuff. Just make sure you don't hit sacrifice on accident, but you can put items in here, and it's just a little bit extra storage space. If you have that, just don't hit that sacrifice button on accident. Yeah. Anyways, maybe I shouldn't have showed that to you, but it is there. So that's the changes with the hideout. Now the weight system. I got to get rid of my camera here so I can show you this. Okay, the weight system. Let me see if I can actually get it down. Almost right there. So 26 kilos is where you go overweight, at least at level 1 strength. It'll be a little bit higher. You can see here 26.7. I go to yellow. 26 is the starting weight. I did test it earlier. Maybe we have a clip of it. I don't know. Point being is the weight system is pretty much where it was prior to the hard. Well, I guess the hardcore wipe was there too, but we didn't have the softcore wipe changes. I was kind of expecting some adjustments to the strength because it seemed to be a real positive that everybody liked, including me. But we didn't get that. Sucks, but just wanted to point it out so people know. So summing it up, secure container restrictions are in. Foundry rate items are kind of needed for the hideout, kind of not. And the weight system is where we were at. So if you have any other questions, throw them down in the comments. I'll make sure to get to them. And then last things but not least, let's talk about the Twitch drops campaign. So the way this happened is it was kind of delayed, and then Twitch drops were turned on, and everybody assumed, and rightfully so, that the paid drops were on, and you saw tens of thousands of drops hit. So that paid drops campaign that was announced, that was a big part of the 1.0 launch, it didn't get turned on. It just wasn't active. All the other drops were on. They turned on the regular free drops, but the paid ones didn't get dropped on. Now, the free drops are worth it. They're definitely worth it. But the problem is everybody was expecting to get something for money. It's tens of thousands of subs. I think Pestily was like 10 or 11,000 subs in like 15 minutes or something like that. All in across everybody. I mean, we're talking 20, 30, 40, 50,000 subs that were handed in the first 10 or 15 minutes of this campaign, and it didn't work. Nothing came of it. This is the closest thing we've gotten to a full statement from BSG on it. We're aware of the campaign to receive unique Twitch drops rewards for subscribing to streamers has been postponed. We are working with Twitch to find various solutions to this issue and will inform streamers and viewers for the new start date. I don't like this sentence because it's super not clear. One way to read this is that, hey, they're going to try to fix it for everybody who subbed. And once they figure out how to turn this on, I don't know how they have to figure it on, but once they decide what they're going to do with the drops campaign, that'll be involved with a fix. Everybody who subbed, there'll be something that'll happen. The campaign dates will be adjusted and the campaign will be extended. Thank you for understanding. I can't express to you how frustrating or upset this makes me. And honestly, I know it's super easy to just blame BSG for this, but it could be them and it could be Twitch. And I would believe either, honestly. Keep in mind, Twitch has been laying people off and shrinking staff for years, with the most recent one like a month ago. And it's not like Twitch is well known for being well run. They're pretty much known for fucking up everything they touch. And that's a whole nother thing that I'm pissed off about Twitch. But point being is this could be in either one of their hands, or it could be both of their faults. But somebody's going to have to fix this. Speaking as somebody who's definitely not a lawyer and probably doesn't know a whole lot of what he's talking about, this reeks of some fraud, potential fraud, intended or not, it doesn't matter. But yeah, there's some problems here with that much money being changed hands and not for what was supposed to be promised. So I wish I had more of an answer for you guys. For now, do not sub expecting something. If you're still subbing to your streamers and you're doing thing, great, whatever. But the campaign for drops is broken. I will update you guys myself as soon as I know anything more about this. And believe me, I am poking everywhere I can behind the scenes, trying to do this. And if, let's go worst case scenario real quick, right? Hopefully we don't go down this path. If there is no resolution for this, I will figure out the easiest way for you guys to get your money back. And that hurts me. And it's probably going to piss some streamers off that I'm doing this, but it's the right thing to do. If you guys gave subs and didn't get what you were supposed to, I will help you guys figure out how to get your money back. because that's the right thing to do. This is fucked up. It shouldn't have happened like this. And I will do everything I can to help make it right. At least I'll try. So I'll stay all over this. I'll keep you guys posted. I just feel terrible for all the people who subbed and didn't get nothing in return like they were expecting. So we'll get it figured out. So there you have it. That's the state of Tarkov 1.0 launch as it stands right now. It's been messy, chaotic, and frustrating. But underneath all that, the core of what 1.0 promises is there, at least to me. That's a subjective statement. That's how I feel about it. The progression is a massive step forward. It feels good to have new content for like the first time in a year and a half. And when the servers are working, the game feels really good. We just have to weather the storm, I guess. This is the 1.0 launch. Things will get better. I do want to know what your experience has been, though. Feel free to vent your frustrations in the comments. Maybe even get some solutions to your problems. This community, ignore the toxic, shitty people. This community is one of the best out there at helping people fix their computers. We do it constantly in my Discord. I see it happen in the chat, in the comment section below videos all the time. People are like, I can't figure this out. It's broken. Somebody throws in a quick comment. Oh my God, you're the best, dude. You saved me. I see that all the time. This community really is the best of that. So don't hesitate. Let us know down below what you're thinking, what you're struggling with, and we'll see if we can get you some help or at least make you feel better. Now, if you found the video helpful or it cleared some things up for you, do me a favor, hit that like button. Helps me out a ton and lets YouTube know you want to see more of the content. If you're new here, you want to stay more updated on things, we do constant updates for Tarkov, and we keep you not just up to date, but with the good facts. We're not spreading rumors. We're not doing other bullshit. So hit that subscribe button and the notification bell so you don't miss anything. One last thing, if you also have a buddy who's new to Tarkov or just new to this kind of content, share this video with them so that they know where to get good news from. Let's try to use that to spread clarity instead of just negativity. I'm also over on Twitch streaming along with YouTube. Always feel free to come in and ask questions. Again, the community there is great for answering, and I can offer my experience as well where I can. It's also just a great place to hang out and chat. But with that, we'll wrap her up. Thank you guys for watching. Stay patient. Check those spam folders. I couldn't resist. And we'll see you in Tarkov eventually. Later, everybody.